Test 1, 2, 1, 2.
What's the deal? It's your boy Rico Barber, man. I'm here with No Matter What Show. This is not a podcast. Y'all gotta tap in. Real talk. It's up.
Episode 2. You see Big Mama at the head of the table. So we are here for episode 2, and I feel like we should cheers first.
Cheers.
Cheers. Episode 2. It's been a long week. I don't know about y'all, but I want to do like a quick catch-up session, like how y'all week's been. Because I know for me, in particular, it's been a very busy week. I've had like events back to back. For y'all that don't know, I own a creative agency, Denwa Agency, and we have had productions almost every day this week. And so I'm exhausted doing this podcast, but here we are. And I want to check in with y'all to see, how y'all week been, what's been going on.
Man, my week's been the same, just like yours, hectic. I've had caterings every other day. I shot a Valentine's skit. That was pretty crazy.
That was dope.
Can we talk about that?
That was flair. That was flair. I swear.
Anthony, came up with the script. And he was like, "B, we got to do this."
I had seen it, and I'm like, this dude is crazy. And it was what got me is when he was like, he rubbed the flour across his nose. That was flair. That was dope.
But it's funny because Brandon is so like, you would look at him and
you would never think.
He's so quiet.
It's so funny.
So chill, so laid back, so like to
multiple sides to me though.
Yeah, but to see you do stuff like that, I'm like, okay. Well, I got this little child.
How your week been though, Dave?
I am exhausted. I did 2 jobs today alone, but I've been literally working since Monday. Well, what's today?
Saturday.
So
we don't people don't even know.
Yeah, it just all runs together, So I'm exhausted, but like I said, you just keep trucking, breathe.
Real talk.
Right.
What about you?
It's been a long week. But in reality, it's player to be able to be tired and say like, yo, nigga, we had something to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, it's been a super long week. It's been all day. I'm talking from 9 a.m. to 11, start off the new motion and the podcast. But I'm grateful to be around y'all, to have the people that I can be tired with, that I'm looking forward to be tired with, you know? Yeah. So it's cool,
On my side every time.
The way y'all just throwing him around.
They gonna, the animal, what is it? ASPCA gonna call us like, you should never.
Seriously.
Leave him alone, he's chilling.
Go to day.
See, they scared of him though.
My boy. Oh, we got some motion.
He's not gonna go nowhere.
Bring round him.
But how are y'all like balancing like your regular life and work life as an entrepreneur, or even with relationships? How do you balance that?
Use my calendar. If I don't use my calendar on my phone, I'm gonna be done. Or like I'm gonna forget something, because like you said, being booked and busy, it's like it's time slots with me. Like it's time slots. Is maybe 1 or 2 gigs, maybe 3 in one day. So I really have to utilize my calendar, and I also have to find a day, and it can vary from week to week, month to month, on just giving myself a self-care day, where I come get my hair cut by Rico the Barber, where I go,
shameless plug,
right? Where I go get my hair retwisted, like just something for me.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I keep a balance.
I feel like rest as an entrepreneur is like weird.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm on vacation, I'm like laying down.
You really
like
resting.
Right.
You're gonna get an inquiry, something.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna hit you about something.
Or just not even hitting up, but like I don't know how to rest.
That
because it's like I gotta get shit done. I have to get stuff done. So it's like I don't know how to just sit here and be still in the moment. So I don't know. I mean, how do you balance?
It's the concept of just going and putting your all into it. So like rest is, I think it's I know it's the last thing on my mind. I don't know about you guys, but honestly, like at the day's end of the day still got to end, and the day, whatever. But I just be enjoying myself, like honestly, in the midst of being tired. You got to find some kind of spark in it because being tired would really tear you down. And like honestly, like speaking about today, jumping in and setting up the podcast, the show, and everything like that. I was really like, no, not today. And then she was like, we gotta stay consistent. And then Coco, she's just, no, Rico, get your old ass up. You know what I'm saying? But you have to have those people around you to say like, it's motion. Keep the motion cracking. That's what it is.
But this one values rest. Let's be clear.
Yeah, I do. I do. Truly, I do.
So what time you start cooking?
Today was 9 a.m. 8:30.
Yeah,
8:30. 8:30. Today was 8:30. I mean, this be like 12-hour days, nonstop. And it honestly, but I find passion in it. I find loving. So, like I said, when you find fun in the things you do,
Absolutely.
you kind of correct your tiredness, your exhaustion. You hit that gear and it's a wrap.
That's get through.
How about you, Ray?
It's hard for me to get rest, to be honest. I probably had about 5 hours of sleep. I ain't gonna lie. So, I don't really dwell on it. I just know it's gonna come in the end. So I'm here for a reason. I got goals, and I'm determined to hit those goals. So once those are done, the rest gonna come. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, facts.
But balance as far as personal life, my personal life sucks sometimes because
Entrepreneurship.
I'm devoted to actually what I'm doing. So people that's around me just gotta understand that, including my mama. If I can't pick up the phone, I can't pick up the phone.
Shout out to moms, though.
Yeah, shout out to
y'all.
Sure,
It's Mother's Day every day.
Every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with that, like you said, like the people in your personal life sucks. So like, how do you, like, are y'all dating? Like, how do you balance that with like in relationships? Because it's like, I feel like as entrepreneurs, like, like relationships are hard because a lot of people, especially if they're 9-to-5ers, they don't really understand. And not knocking any 9-to-5 because I used to work a 9-to-5. Like I have no bad feelings about that because I feel like everybody's journey is different.
Absolutely.
But like dating in the entrepreneur space,
So
what does that look like?
Like for me, I date an entrepreneur, right? But what we do are two different things, meaning she still might not even understand how much time and effort that I need to put into what I actually do, because it's like more of a service-related industry that I'm in. So it's a little difficult sometimes because she off right now. I'm out here working still,
There's understanding and there's communication and there's no mishaps. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Especially if you're both entrepreneurs and it's like, okay, like you're working this day, I'm working this day. Yes. We'll figure it out.
Yes.
And I feel like if you're in a relationship or you're on that type of time with the person, then yes, every day is Valentine's Day, but you could do a little something special for Valentine's Day,
Yeah, facts.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
it's also all about the person and
a phone call.
Person. A phone call ain't something special.
That is.
No.
I don't know. I'm so like, you know what? And then to bank on the concept of like, I don't know. I just feel like it's hard to be in love and trying to be successful at the same time.
It's tough. But I feel like everything is challenging when you're an entrepreneur and trying to make things happen. Everything is challenging.
It's very challenging.
That's where you have
like even family, balancing family time. That's tough too.
Yeah, 100%.
Because there's no off for us.
Yeah,
there's no off.
There's no off.
And I feel like that's why you have to be with someone or date someone or talk to someone, and whatever your situation is, that's on that same level.
Absolutely.
Because if you're not, then it's going to be a complete misunderstanding.
Absolutely.
And it's not going to work.
A boss should date a boss.
Period.
And a hustler should date a hustler. Point blank. It'll be so hard.
Because 2 monsters is better than one moocher and one person that's hustling. That shit ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
or stuff, whatever.
For sure.
Cut the cuss word.
I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I'm dating a 9-to-5, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's honestly,
no, I'm just kidding.
No, it's not
it's
wrong.
honestly like, I think the understanding part.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the understanding. You have to come, like I come through the gate with what I what I got.
You're a big entrepreneur too.
I put it on the table.
That's
So
insane.
yeah, I have to let people know, like, look, baby, you gonna get one day, some hours in that day. We gonna figure it out. Even if it's at home, we holding, space.
Right.
You gotta be able to accept that. We might go to dinner all the time, like
It's the holding space part.
Holding space. It's okay.
Yeah.
We don't have to, we don't have to be out and about all the time.
Right.
Not all the
It's
time.
understanding.
Yeah, have understanding. When you're dating,
That's true love, though.
you just
That's
have
true love. That's true.
I don't know about love.
Not love. I'm gonna say it's true. It's comfort. Yeah, companionship. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just what it is. Like,
in whatever phase you're in, because it could be companionship, it could be love. Everybody's phase is different.
True.
And so it's just about understanding the person that you're talking to or that you're dating. And that's the main thing that I feel like a lot of people don't do. They don't understand their partner, or they're not listening to the partner when they're telling you something. And it's like, this person told you what it was from the gate. And it's like, either you accept that, or you just gonna be, I'm legally blind. Like, and then you be mad at the end, and it's like, that's not how that works.
This train gonna keep going.
It's gonna keep moving, because at the end of the day, whether that person is there or not, like, your business still has to run. Yes. Because you have a family that depends on you. You depend on you. You know what I mean? Like, bills still got to get paid. So it's just like, you're either going to have a partner that's going to support you and be there with you, or you have to just let that person go. But it's about your discernment. It's about, like, figuring that stuff out, Yeah.
Understanding is key.
Key.
Well, it's real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the concept of discernment is, honestly, we put so much understanding in our own beliefs or what we want, what we need, but if you let go as a business and business owner, entrepreneur, and everything like that, we have to understand, like, these type of things are important to. You really got to lean on God's understanding instead of our own. Like, really, real talk.
I mean, stuff is not gonna look like how you think it's supposed to look, and like, it's not gonna be the journey that you think in your head. And it's like, but as long as you stay in prayer, and it's like, okay, like, God, you got it. Like, you gotta direct me, because I don't know what's best for me. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's just like, He has to guide us through this journey. Facts. And understanding that, like, everything happens for a reason. Like, the people that you meet are for a reason, whether they're for a reason or a season, you know what I mean?
Or a lifetime.
Or a lifetime, but you have to have that discernment and understanding. I feel like you can't really have discernment if you're not staying in prayer and you're not staying, like, on your own path.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's a bar right there. That's a clip for the Instagram reel.
Big, what you think?
I think understanding is the biggest thing. If we can understand each other and each other's partner, we would be a lot better off in life sometimes, So, and also giving an explanation and being upfront with whoever you're with, so that person will know your intentions, your sincerity, everything, so y'all can rock together and be in peace and happiness.
Fact.
So how do you set boundaries in, like, protecting your mental health in, like, relationships, and not just, like, romantic relationships, but family too? Like, what boundaries do you put in place to protect your own mental health in this journey?
So for me, boundaries are, like, whatever it may be, you can't cross that line. Or even if someone does cross the line, I have to stop them right away.
But what are some of your boundaries as you grow?
For sure, respect, and like, access. I know I'm easily accessible, but I don't want to be that accessible.
Yeah.
Meaning, you can't just pop up on me and think you about to get 15 or 20 minutes of my time. And it doesn't matter who you are. Like, if we didn't talk beforehand, I don't have time for that right now.
But do you think that comes from what you can offer them?
Of course.
Like, what kind of work you are and like your level?
Yeah, of course. So if I know I'm beneficial to whatever this situation is, you gotta wait till I'm available to give you that insight or whatever.
What about you, Day? What are some of your boundaries?
I would definitely say access, like B was saying, and also too, my family feels like photography. Well, they have an understanding now, but prior to, they didn't really understand that me taking pictures is not just an iPhone. Like, cameras cost money. Just the body alone can run you $5,000. The lens can run you $10,000. Like,
but you doing
it's not cheap. And I shoot sports, like professional sports, so it's important to understand that no, you're not getting a photo shoot for free.
we can't get a free little
Boy,
cameo.
don't you even start.
Ah!
Cameos and all types of
She done helped me out, dog.
People just don't have that understanding.
Yeah.
And I was just talking about understanding probably on our last topic. But it's really important for people to understand it's not like nothing in life is free.
Exactly.
We don't come to y'all businesses and establishments talking about can we get something for free? Like, no.
Exactly. What about you, Rika?
You know, Days on, you on, B's on. Like, I honestly, I'm on the same type of thing. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's nothing. We work so hard. We put so much into what we're doing, and it's even family. Family would really, kind of tear you away from what you're doing. Like you said, like your people's like, yeah, man, you put all this money into it, you know what I'm saying, and your efforts and hustle, gang, you know what I'm saying. So it breaks down to where you feel like you have to cut some people off. You have to cut some shoulders, arms, and elbows off the way in your life. You feel me? And that's
I
what
like
man.
that.
Can't sit at the
I
table.
like that. You gotta cut some shoulders,
Shoulders,
arms, and elbows off.
Right.
I like that.
Right.
Right?
And that's real. That's real skill.
Yeah. And I feel like so many people too, like, they see the final product. They don't see the journey that it took, like, to get there. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, you're this successful.
Yeah.
So, like, oh, you can do this for free because you're making money.
Yep.
Like, I know bills still gotta get paid, just like yours.
I
You
think-
know what I mean?
I think the free thing people
Or
say,
even discounts.
no, discounts are free. I'm gonna tell you like this.
Whatever.
Right.
When it says, when people say free, like my thing is like, I will give free, but I feel like I give free to people that need free.
Absolutely.
People that expects it because of your family or your
They know you.
yeah, like your
Great
cousins and all that. Like, respectfully, I think those are the people that should put their efforts in to help you build
Exactly.
a platform or a entrepreneur program. Or giving back is key, but you have to give back to the people that are in need, not the people that haven't.
That part.
I think are some like misconceptions about being an entrepreneur. I feel like a lot of people feel like, oh, you have so much free time, like it's this and that. Like people see the glamour because they don't see the journey. That's another bar. But
Spitting tonight. For sure.
told you, it's because I'm in this,
Portables.
head seat right here.
No.
But I feel like people are so focused on like the final product or what they see on social media that they don't really see like the hustle and the grit that it takes to get to where you are. And it's like I feel like some of the misconceptions are like, oh, you have free time, like, oh, it's easy. But entrepreneurship is not easy. Like we work more than a 9 to 5, and I feel like for me, at least when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this, right?
Mhm.
I had like maybe 3 months worth of bills saved up
Mhm.
because I was completely honest about my journey, right? Like
Yes.
I started, I was like, I had 3 months worth, them bills that had to get paid, and that shit was out. Okay, and it was negative $800 in my account. I had to figure it out, and I had to really put in the work, like to the point where I was like door to door talking to people, right? Like this is what I do.
Yeah.
I made sheets at Staples. Like I really like worked really hard, and I've transitioned my business so much from like where I started, and I feel like people see the final product of now, like I'm working with these big people, like these influencers, these big companies, but it's like that's not how it started.
No.
And so many people like give up when it gets hard.
Absolutely.
And like, what do you guys think is the biggest misconception in the entrepreneurship journey? But also, like, what made you like? How do you keep going? Like, what's your motivation? For me, it was like I had no choice. I wasn't going back to what I was used to. I can't go back to comfortability. Like I had to push forward into what I really wanted.
For sure, what keeps me going is exactly what you said, not wanting to go back to where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
But the motivation behind that is I want more of what I'm actually doing. And I want it to be a little bit easier each time I get more. So working as hard as I can. Let me go into like something that might be a little personal, but the month of December, I looked at my expenses and I spent $98,000 in the month of December on just expenses, meaning I put so much money back into the business so I can try and flourish.
Yeah, that's
every month, you know. So investing in myself or in the business, pretty much. So it gets tough. I ain't gonna lie. Like that 98,000, I ain't got nothing to show for it when you physically look at stuff. But what's behind the scenes that keeps the place going or keep business and operations running? Flawless. Like it's perfect. Like my next couple of months, I set myself up for greatness.
But it was that sacrifice of that 98K.
Oh man, yeah.
And even if it's not 98K though, like a lot of people are like scared of even the small beginnings. Like they're like, I don't want to even invest a rap into what I'm doing because I'm nervous. Like, how did you push past that nervousness of like?
One of my first major purchases. Major purchases was a soft serve machine for the restaurant, and it was like $25K. And
dang.
But it cut down so much time of hand scooping a milkshake for an employee. So we went from making one shake in 5 to 7 minutes to one dinner, and we could kick out so many more. So the return on that investment was great, and like you just have to take those little steps that you know for sure is going to benefit you in the long run. You know, so.
And they things is working.
Hey,
it's not like McDonald's.
No, yeah, it don't shut down or break down. It just need to be clean. That's it.
Right.
You know, for sure.
So 25K, bet
25K.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, you just got to put that foot out there, and if you want it, go for it. You know.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like I want to kick it off to Rico because Willie just fell off the table.
He's good, y'all. He's good. Willie's good.
I want to kick it back off to Rico because if you guys don't know, we are shooting in his barbershop right now.
Rico.
And I feel like that has been a huge investment, and I've been a little bit a part of your journey so far, and I feel like, you know, like even this step for you was a huge jump. But how did you push back? Like, how did you push through that fear, and like what made you keep going into building this shop out to where it is?
I'm gonna keep it 100, man. Like literally, thank y'all. Like honestly, like this hit home. You know, like just the concept of speaking, like it's not easy building a business or even just your name. You know, and I put a lot in just the beginning of becoming a barber. You know, I've been a barber for 17 years. 17 years. And I'm just now seeing the outcome, the hustle. Yeah. You know, I'm just now seeing like the elevation, you know? And I truly, 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 truly love my supporters. Truly. And it helps, it'll water you up, you know, it'll get you in that position where you know, like it'll hit you. And building this, like literally like it's a fight. It's not easy, you know, because so many people that you have to kind of consider their concepts and perspectives and what they need, what they have to have, and you know, especially in a shop that, you know, you're building out of pocket. You know, this is not this is real hustle. No. This is real grind. This is real passion. So it's like I'm not doing this off of, you know, a loan or nothing, dog. Like, and it goes 50,000 to go ahead and do this and do that. And man, baby, girlie, listen, off the muscle. But I love to see people elevate so much. I love to see people win so much that I want to invest in me to invest in them. You know what I'm saying? And that's the big deal about success. You have to see people around you want to win more than you. Absolutely. You know, and I think me and B talked about this last week on the podcast. Mm-hmm. You want to be able to invest in people, because if you see people win and they winning, they don't want to be like, man, this really, you know, like it's a big deal. Mm-hmm. It's a big deal, bro. Like, and I'm passionate about that. Like, I'm really super passionate about seeing people win, seeing people elevate, seeing people accomplish their goals. Mm-hmm. And that's why I didn't open a shop or invest in a shop to make money. You know, I like my money coming in, but at the same time, I do want to see people win. I want to see people win. The key word is win. That's it. Winning.
Specialize the people around you. And I feel like that's like a Jay-Z quote or something, but it's also a quote that I read in a book one time where it said that, if you're around 5 broke people, you're gonna be the 6th. If you're around 5 rich people or successful people, because success is not based off of monetary value, right? Like if you're around 5 successful people, you're gonna be the 6th one. Right. So it's super important to have people around you that are on the same level and that are elevating. You never want to be the smartest person in the room, because you have to always be willing to learn and to like grow. Like me, I'm 10 plus years into my industry and I feel like I'm still learning. I'm still constantly trying to like build my business and expand my business, which we got a couple of expansions coming up in 2025.
Dang.
But to that point, Day, I feel like as you
She
are,
just flexing. She just flexing. She just flexing, dog.
like flex, just listen. But Day, with you being like a creative director, essentially, right? Like absolutely, you do photography, you do videography, you do so many different things. You help brands like create their vision and things like that. Like, how important is it to you? And do you work with the team? How important is it to you to have a team around you that supports you, that understands like what you're doing, and how do you go about picking those people?
For the last 8 years, it's literally just been me. Mm-hmm. And what I do want to say about that is it's tough, but it's also rewarding at the same time, because I feel like I wear so many hats. Yeah. And I feel like it is important to have a team, but when when people look for Day Michelle Photography, they look for Day. Mm-hmm. They're not looking for somebody else. So now I have an assistant. Shout out to Summer, and just having her. She's young, she's fiery, she loves to do this, and that's another thing. You have to love what you do to be able to help somebody with what they're doing. Mm-hmm. So finding Summer was like the icing on the cake for me. And honestly, she's teaching me stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? At her being young, and then me being a vet in this, and photography being what I specialize in, and videography is, it came naturally, because, when you're in it and doing stuff, people are like, hey, you do video? Yeah. Yeah, I do.
But you're not light. No, see, that's the thing. Like, you're not light with it. Like, they got to know how to come at you. True. Because you're a big dog. Like, mind y'all, like, she got accolades, y'all. She got accolades.
But it's like, to have a team is very important, but I feel like I set myself up for, like, a struggle these last 8 years, because they looking for me. Yeah. So it's really hard to implement somebody else. But now that I got Summer, it's like, look, this is what she does, like, she's everyone, like, Day Michelle Photography can grow, because now they expect to see, oh, now she has Summer, like, and it's not just Day, it's still the same quality, it's still, it's still A1, so I think it's very important to have a team. I also think it's very important to be able to learn. And also, being a creative, you're going to see something different every single time. Yeah. Like, it's not one time that I've been out and I'm like, damn, I should have did this. Yeah. But I only see it. Nobody else sees that. Because they don't, Like,
I mean, it's like the soft serve machine in
But it's that whole thing of like working smarter, not harder, right? Absolutely. And I feel like it's like that saying, if you want to go faster, go alone, but if you want to go further, go together. Absolutely. And like, I feel like that's been a transition for me too, because I have 2 people who are on my core team, Dana and Kim. Appreciate y'all. But I used to do everything by myself, like you said, and it's hard. It's literally hard, because it's like a balancing act, right? Like, you're trying to do so many different things, and it's hard to split yourself up into other people. Yeah. So how was that transition for you to like bring Summer on? Was that hard? Like, how do you to keep that same quality of work for your clients? Because for me, I get anxious, and I'm like, I can't let anybody run an event for me, because
honestly, when me and Summer met, we met doing work. Like, she had the camera in her hand, and I was just watching her, and she was watching me and asking me questions. Yeah. And then after the job, she was like, "Hey, can I And that's one thing that I loved about her because she asked me.
Yeah.
You know,
She
like
wanted
how
it.
can so it's like, and so many people throughout these last 8 years um have asked me, but then they didn't back it up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, do you need, and then
Yeah.
once, because me, I'm not gonna call you.
Right.
I learned that from the jump. Like,
Yeah.
if you're really serious about it, you're gonna hit me up because I
Correct.
remember
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
yeah.
was working with my mentor,
Yeah.
I was on him. He wasn't on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I think that it's very important to find people who are really serious about it, passionate about it. And so that way it's like, okay, cool. I know you're serious and I'm not gonna waste my time,
Right.
And so with her doing that, and then she actually pulled up, she got a car, like it's a
That's
lot of
dope.
things
That's
that
dope.
had to have transpired for me to be like, okay, I can trust you, and I can work with you. So I just thank God for it because
She showed you she wanted it.
exactly. And I was like, literally, it would still just be me.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not even tripping. Like, I
You're
don't.
comfortable. Yeah.
I'm
You're
comfortable with it.
successful. You're
I figured
driven.
out
You're
a
passionate.
routine.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I figured out a routine for myself because there's also editing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
That's
So,
a big deal.
and that's
It's a
very
big
time
deal.
consuming. That's like the grunt work. That's what I call it. So it's like you just gotta keep going.
Shout out to all the editors too.
Yeah. I feel like it just goes back to alignment, right? Because whoever's supposed to be on your team or whoever's supposed to be on your journey will naturally align. You don't have to seek them out. You don't have to like force anything. And I feel like with you, even to Rico opening the shop, everybody that's coming here, because I've been a part of the journey, like everybody that's coming here has been naturally aligned. And it's like, like they'll hit you up, right? Like, it's not something that you seeked out. And I feel like that's just a true testament to you guys having trust into your own, like your own creative, like your own ability and your own talents, and knowing that God will provide whatever you need in order to get to your next level.
Absolutely.
Understanding foundation from which you build it from to keep your mindset right, where we all got relationships and people behind us that will knock you off your horse sometimes. Like, put you in a blender where you be like, fuck people. Fuck today. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the week. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you have to have certain people around you, certain individuals to help you love the day. Help you, to motivate you, to build you up, get you up out that motherfucker. Because it'll be days where you be like, I don't know if y'all been in it where you sat there and was like, I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And it hits you and you be like, trying to figure it out. But you be like, and then I don't know if you ever sat there and was like, who can I call about this? Who can I talk to? But then, like, if I call moms, she gonna be like, boy, get home and get to it. You know what I'm saying? And, certain people that I can talk to and be like, it's gonna be okay. And then you be like, it's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be good. And it's a fight every day, like being successful and grinding and hustling. And I feel like that deals with that mental health while hustling, mental health while grinding. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to strategically put the people in order that's important in your life. Coming from a perspective of a mother as a white collar hustling woman, and father's real street person, an individual that's really one of them out here. And I'm a junior, and it ain't on me, it's in me. Pause. But in reality, I'm letting you know, and I chose hustle. I chose grind. I didn't choose, the back side of the situation and gang banging and all that.
I think it's cool that we kind of introduce ourselves and tell the people a little bit about our backstory and stuff. So I'll start with I was raised by my mother, um, single black female. Grew up in Gardena. Actually, was born in Gardena, raised in Gardena. Um, Middle school, Gardena schools, high school, Gardena. Um, I actually went to Gardena High, and I was living in a hotel with my mom the whole time. I was in high school, to be honest. So Most of my upbringing was kind of like homelessness, but still like stable because we had a roof over our head. No matter where we were staying, we just wasn't outside on the streets. Um, After high school, I got a job at Sprint. Well, actually, Circuit City first. Then I went to Sprint, and I was a cell phone technician. For that company, I probably made them millions of dollars. I got gold plaques and different things for my work that I did with the company. Uh, I got let go from Sprint, and after that, that's when I started my entrepreneurship. I wanted to start my own shoe line first. It was going to be my first business, but I needed a lot of capital to start a shoe line, so I didn't have that at the time. So the money that I did have saved up, probably like 12 grand. Started on my burger and been rocking ever since. But that's how I started my entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
That's dope.
On my burger, a Gardena staple.
A
'Cause I'm
Gardena
from Gardena
staple,
too.
yeah.
Yeah.
Born and raised, 1985, right here.
That's powerful.
So I'm Day. I was born in the jungles.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is that super.
But I grew up in Inglewood.
Mm.
Two parents that are transplants. My mom's from Alabama. My dad's from Chicago. They met each other when they moved here and had me. And I went to Westchester, graduated from Westchester, and went to college for a year, HBCU, experienced that. Then that freshman year was party, party, party. Let's all get wasted to go. And then I went to West LA for like a semester. And then I just thought I need to do something where I don't have to ask my parents for money.
Fact.
Because I was spoiled. I ain't even gonna lie. But it just came to a point where I think I was asking my mom, and it was always something. She always had something to say.
Right.
You know, like it's never
Here you
here.
go, baby.
Just that, yeah,
Yeah.
here, go do whatever you want to do. No, it's here, and what you gonna do with that? Da, da, da. So I just got tired of hearing that. So that's when my hustle kicked in. Like, oh, I need to go get a job. You know, I need to get some motion going. So I had hella jobs. I went from retail to the military and Navy. From the Navy, I got out after my first term, and I was like, I'm never working for anybody again. But I got out and worked the county because that was another stable job, getting paid on the first and the 15th. But I also figured out that I've always taken pictures. I've always got video footage of my friends and stuff. So I was like, oh, I met my mentor. Shout out to Greg. He was with my sister-in-law at the time, and he was a content photographer for Troy Lee Design. It's a motorsport company. And to see him, a black dude with his own studio in a predominantly white field, was dope to me. And he was making killer money off of it. So from there, I was like, oh, I could do this. And he just taught me everything I knew. And from there, I just started racking up clients, taking pictures, acting like I had some motion, but really didn't, because Instagram will, kind of do that. We was talking about faking it till you make it on that last episode. So I kind of was in the beginning. But, yeah, Damon Show Photography started off of that. And I still had my county job while I was going to shoot the Sparks on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then I just built a clientele to where I was comfortable and was getting money. And then I quit my good county job. My parents freaked out, but it worked out.
That's dope.
We're here now, 8 years later.
Yeah.
For me, so I was definitely spoiled. I didn't have a job until like after college because I was spoiled by my Mimo. I think I've always been like I've always had the entrepreneur spirit because I used to like bake cakes. For anybody that knows me, I started with like a cupcakery, cupcakes galore for my real supporters right now. But I started with that, and I used to bake, and I used to like make stuff for family and friends, and it was just always something that like was in me. And so, but I was very much spoiled. I won't even lie. But when my Mima passed away, which is my grandmother, my mom's mom, it was like she gave me everything that I wanted, right? Like I was spoiled by her. But when she passed away, it was like, okay, now you got to figure it out. You know what I mean? So that's when I got my first job. I worked at the Los Angeles Country Club. Did that for 4 years. And
is that where the? Never.
Oh, you're trying to be funny. That's another episode.
He was about to give us some tea, y'all.
But I did that for 4 years. You're funny today. I did that for 4 years, and then I went into a marketing role for two chiropractic offices, and that's where I really fell into, like, you know, the marketing. I have a marketing background, and then I used to work with an organization. That's where I fell in love with the event space, and so then I was like, okay, you know, I left my 9 to 5 as the marketing manager at the chiropractic office. Like I said, negative in my account, right? Only saved up 3 months worth of bills, and I was like, you know, I'll be fine. Was not fine. You know, but I mean, I feel like in this entrepreneur journey too, there's moments where we're fighting for our lives. Absolutely. And people don't know. Absolutely. And it's like they see one side of it and they don't see what it takes. And it's just like, it's been a lot of hard work. It's been a lot of transition of Lenoir Agency. I started with event production and marketing agency. Then I went into events and PR, and now I'm at like the event and experiential marketing space, but also expanding into the art direction. And now we may bring on PR and like other avenues into Lenoir Agency. But it's just such a journey and so many different transitions. Absolutely. I went to school for nursing because I thought like, I want to be a nurse.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
I went to Mount St. Mary's for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You know me a decade.
And I didn't even know that you knew how to like
it's crazy.
Bring somebody back to life.
Do you even know me?
Apparently I know.
But I went to school for nursing for 2 years because it's like, oh, graduate high school, go be a nurse. And it's like, oh yeah, cool. You know, like, oh yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Went into it, hated it. But really didn't discover I hated it until the second year. And that's when my grandma got sick, my Mimo got sick. And it was just like, I couldn't even focus on that anymore. You know what I mean? And then I was like, I don't really like this. So let me explore what I really wanted to do, and that's when I started transitioning into like the event space and the marketing space. And now Lenoir Agency is a full-on creative agency, and we're opening up different departments. And it's just like my takeaway from it is just like there's never one way. You know what I mean? Like you may think you know what you want to do, but it's just like there's so many different phases, and there's so many things that you go through to really pivot. Yeah. And sure, that's the thing. Like my word this year is like peep and pivot, right? Mm-hmm. Like peep where you're at and then pivot to where you need to go to. Absolutely. Because it's like, okay, like marketing is not working, events is taking over, so focus on that. And so that's really what I did to try to pivot. Well, not try because I'm doing it. Right. But to pivot into what it's supposed to be. And so it's been a lot of transition. It's been 10 plus years. Like I said, 7 years working on Lenoir Agency alone and not having a 9 to 5, which is crazy. Right. Had a baby, you know, in 2020 and got my first big client in 2021, and it's just taken off from there. But it's just, you're always one opportunity away. And it's just consistency and really sticking to what you want to do and like being passionate about it. And so I'm not stopping here, obviously. Like I said, we have other departments that's growing, but I definitely came from like thinking I wanted to do nursing to falling into a full-on creative agency.
I didn't even know Shorty can save lives.
Well, listen, we only get 2 years, so don't count on me.
I'm calling. Look,
Right.
No resistance.
I'm calling Danny.
Day was in the Navy. She may have more experience.
I can really may have more experience.
I can do a little CPR.
You know, respectfully, y'all stories are phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? Like 100%. It's all over the place, you know, but respectfully, my mom, she held it down. I was really, really hard-headed, rambunctious young bull. But I had all sisters, and you know, growing up in a household with all sisters, you gonna get clowned on or be a big dog. It's just what it is. And it made me want to go so much harder in anything I put my mind to. You know, like, if it came down to, man, jumping out there fighting, I couldn't get clowned by my sisters. At the end of the day, I couldn't come back home and tell them I got my You know what I'm saying? So, it boiled to it to where it was like I couldn't come back home and tell them I couldn't be successful. You know what I'm saying? Or I couldn't have this hustle in me, this grind, this passion. You know what I'm saying? So like, even with my moms, you know what I'm saying? She was always like, go do better. Like, and I never took that as like her deflecting, the loving perspective, but it's hard, raising a young boy, man, a young boy, you know what I'm saying? And I took that and said, I'm gonna make this woman proud. You know what I'm saying? Pops, it was down 35 years, you know what I'm saying? One of the coldest cats in LA, you know what I'm saying? And I just made me want to be me instead of my mom or my father, and my sisters pushed me because I didn't want to get talked about. I didn't want to be one of them dudes that had sisters was like, man, my brother ain't you know what I'm saying? Like, so I took it and ran with it, dude. And even in school, like high school, middle school, junior high, I always wanted to be different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't, pick up the gangbanging thing. I didn't pick up the street movement. I just picked up me. I did me, and I went hard with it. And coming from high school to the real world, where it was, hey, buckle down and get out my crib. Mom's was like, you either gonna go to college or find a craft, find something that's gonna put you in a position to bubble. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. So I did go to college for about a week or two. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, for real.
but it didn't hit the home. The button didn't push. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of picked up the people that I was going to school with. They were going to college, becoming football players, basketball players, doctors, lawyers. And I'm like, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that. So I said, why? What can I be? I said, I'm going to be something that deal with all of them. I'm finna be a barber. Took that, nigga. I ran with it. I said, if I can't be this doctor, if I can't be this lawyer, if I can't be this football player, I'm going to be the nigga that hold them down. I'm going to be them who put them away and be like, Rico the barber did this. Rick James did this. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because, from hearing all of that, you need to get your life together and you put yourself in a better position because right now you looking like failure. To hearing that and then hearing, I'm proud of you. Oh, it's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's a big deal, man. So I want anybody to feel like, you might be not on a path you on or where you want to be. Man, just stick to it. Stick to it. Don't give up. No matter what nobody say. Stick to it.
No matter what, show.
Yeah. No matter what.
No matter what.
That's a perfect ending. I feel like we all got to end on the iconic no matter what
Real talk.
Dave, why don't you start us off?
Get off. No matter what.
No matter what.
I will continue to provide the resources and the assistance that I can to help other people who want to do what I'm doing. Yeah.
No matter what, I'll be here every Saturday night with y'all good people.
Hey, man.
Love this stuff.
I love that.
I love
that.
I
love
that.
I love that.
That's fine.
Sure.
Wait, that's a cheers. That's a
That's
good
a
cheers.
cheers.
That's
That's
a
a
cheers.
cheers. Let's go.
Yeah.
For me, no matter what, I will stay consistent, keep pushing forward, and keep building. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do in 2025, and no matter what, I'm going to do it. No matter what. No matter what. Fighting for my life and all, I'm going to do it.
No matter what, I love y'all.
Aww.
No matter what.
Aww, that was
No matter
really nice.
No matter what.
All I see is Kendrick going across the street.
That's
not like that.
That's all I see.
All right, that's right. I'm going to sleep.
No, you gotta practice.
Yes,